Welcome to our channel, $1 Million Made Easy. On this channel, we help you know your numbers. When I get requests, I love to run numbers for people. I got this request. This individual is 38 years old. She has 44,000 saved. She can save 1,450 monthly. Her expenses in today's dollars are 8,000 a month. And she wants to know, can she retire at age 62? Now, how are we going to do this? Here's what we do on this channel, folks. We run numbers. We use the returns for the S&P 500 for the last 100 years. We simply project ahead of what similar returns might do for you in the future. Figure it's not going to be identical, but it's going to be close. It's going to fall within a range. So what we want to do is go ahead and plug this individual's numbers in. She has $44,000 saved up right now. She's 38 years old. She has $8,000 in current expenses, which of course we're going to inflate that for when she's 62. She save $1,450 a month. And again, what we do on this channel is look at the returns for every single year for the last 100 years, and we go ahead and use those returns to see where a person might be. Now, she's 38 years old. She wants to retire at age 62 to see what her numbers might look like. Okay, here's the numbers that she would have. In the worst case scenario, using numbers for the last 100 years, they would be numbers from 1955. That's the worst 24-year period. In the last 100 years, from 1955 would be to 1978 inclusive. So if she had those numbers, she would have $1.192 million after that 24-year period. Again, we're looking at from age 38 to 62. Okay, at 62, she's going to get 70% of what would she get if she waited till age 67. If she had these worst case scenarios and she started withdrawing, how much would she be withdrawing? Here's what this 8,000 would grow to in the next 24 years at a 3% inflation rate. She would need $6,262 to have the same buying power as 8,000. The thing we haven't included yet is what she's going to get from Social Security. That's key, because right now we got her running out of money at age 84 if she wasn't getting Social Security. Even with this $1.192 million, she would run out of money by the time she's 84, which would be 22 years from when she turns 62. Watch what happens when we go ahead and put Social Security in there. That makes all the difference in the world. This is a second worst case scenario, by the way. And I always like to include this column right here. 10% of the time you'd have these amounts or less. 90% of the time you'd have at least these numbers. So 90% of the time you'd have at least 1.434. So these numbers are going to stay the same. What we need to see is how much do you need to be taking out? If you're taking out $16,262, which is what the future, this 8,000 would grow to, you'd be running out of money at age 84. But we haven't plugged in Social Security. Watch what happens when we plug in Social Security. Now, all of a sudden, we only need $12,844 from the nest egg. How do we come up with that number? This Social Security, this $2,700, is going to grow. We're going to grow it by 2.5%, which is this year's COLA. For the next 24 years, that $2,700 would go to $4,884, but that's at age 67. So we're going to take 70% of that. So the future expenses are going to be this. These are all estimations. Social Security, what she's going to get from Social Security is right here. So she's going to need $12,844 from her nest egg. In that case, she does not run out of money, even in the worst case scenario. She can retire at age 62. If we just look at the numbers for the last 100 years, she's in good shape. What would happen if she saved a little bit less? If she saved $1,000 a month, now you see them starting to have some issues in the worst case scenarios, and 90% of the time your money be running out at age 90. But because she's saving $1,450, she's going to have no problem. Let's do $1,250 just to show you some other numbers here. Again, the two worst case scenarios, running out of money at 93 and 94. But 90% of the time, the money's going to last. You'd have this kind of money at least after 24 years. Again, we're going from age 38 to 62. But that's the kind of thing we do on this channel. So again, to answer this question, can she retire at age 62? It looks like, given the numbers for the last 100 years, given what she's saving, again, she's saving $1,450, even in the worst case scenario, which would be using numbers from 1955, she would not run out of money, or 1925, she would not be running out of money. But that's what we do on this channel. We just love running numbers for people. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Please let people know about this channel, because folks, we're all on this financial journey together. All of us want to end up with a comfortable retirement, and none of us want to work any longer than we need to. And so that's why I love running numbers for people. In this case, this individual wanted to know, would they be able to retire at age 62? And it looks like they'd be in just fine shape because of what they're starting with, how long they're saving it, what they're getting from Social Security, and especially how much they're saving right here, $1,450. But again, that's what we do on this channel. Please consider subscribing. The channel is called $1 Million Made Easy. Please let people know about this channel. Let them know I run numbers for them, and I point out all kinds of different issues that you need to be aware of. And it's really neat to see people's numbers run out, to maybe give them some kind of confidence, because some people might feel like that might be a little bit low for a 38-year-old. But you can see, because she's saving this kind of money, she's going to be in fine shape. Again, we're looking at the numbers for the last 100 years and running and plugging them ahead. And in this case, it doesn't look like any of those numbers will result in her running out of money. Please consider subscribing, share this channel with others, like the video, and thanks so much for watching.